Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be trying out some new makeup. I have really just a random assortment of things that I've accumulated over the last few weeks. We have some Sigma, some Tarte, some Beauty Blender, and just some random things that I wanted to try out with you. This is an interesting one, so definitely stay tuned. If you are new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope you'll subscribe. Before we get into the makeup, I did want to thank Glossier for partnering with me on this portion of the video. I have been partnering with Glossier for over a year now. I love partnering with them. If you're not familiar with Glossier, they produce luxury-inspired fragrances for a very small fraction of the retail cost. Everything is expensive right now, including fragrance. A lot of the times you are not paying for fragrance, you're paying for the branding and the packaging. With Glossier, you're just paying for the fragrance, which is amazing. Their fragrances range anywhere from $29 to $49, much lower than most retail costs for luxury fragrance, which is amazing. I love to share the ones that I'm loving with you. If you saw my video last time that I did with Glossier, I mentioned this fragrance and I'm still loving this one, but I've also kind of fallen in love with a new one. But I'm still loving the Musky Musk scent for fall time. This is inspired by Juliet Has a Gun, if you're familiar with that one. I said it before and I'll say it again. This is the most unique fragrance. It is very woodsy, kind of masculine. The main note is Cedalox, which I don't even know what that is, but I love the smell of it. This is one that I can spray early in the morning and I don't know what it is, but I can smell it all day long and I love that. But I really love this one in the fall. I don't know, something about it, just the woodsy, masculine tones I love even more in the fall time. But the new one that I've been liking is this one. This is the Woody Hyacinth, I think is how you say it. And this is inspired by Chanel Chance. And to be honest, I kind of had to warm up to this one. It is also kind of a masculine smell. The notes on here are listed, which is nice. Glossier tells you what's in it. That's great for me because I'm not good at describing smells. But the top notes in here are hyacinth, lemon, and pineapple, which kind of sounds random, but it smells really good. The middle notes are jasmine, pink pepper, and patchouli. The base notes are vanilla, orris, and vetiver. I'm probably saying that wrong, but something about this has just really grown on me. If you like a more masculine woodsy scent, you'll like Musky Musk, and most likely you'll like this one as well. I have really enjoyed this. I've been using this quite a bit. I don't know why I like more masculine smells in the fall time. I just really enjoy it. Glossier is constantly adding new fragrances to the website, so definitely go on there and check. They're constantly adding new options for you, and you also can usually get a discount if you buy multiple. They're usually running some kind of deal on the website. I also have a discount code for you that I'll put up on the screen and I will list it below, as well as the link for you to shop. So feel free to use that if you want to, but thank you again to Glossier for partnering with me and supporting my channel. And let's go ahead and get into the makeup. All right, we're gonna try some new products today. It may not be a full face of new things, but we have a good many to try. So I do have a new primer, and this one I actually randomly found at my TJ Maxx on the clearance for $10, but I've always wanted to try this from First Aid Beauty. It's the Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer, and it was on sale for $10. I thought maybe there was something wrong with it, and that's why it was on sale, but it was still sealed. I didn't see anything wrong with it. And the expiration says 2024, so it's not expired and it wasn't open. I've noticed lately at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, they've had a ton of First Aid Beauty. So if you've been looking or wanting any of their products, definitely check there because I've seen a bunch of things recently. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It feels kind of like a gel moisturizer. Feels really good. Doesn't have much of a smell. I guess it has a little bit of scent, but it's pretty undetectable. This is interesting. It kind of feels like a cross between a hydrating primer, which is what it says, and more of like a silicone primer. It has a little bit of that smoothing feeling to it. Let me see if it has silicone in it. Doesn't look like it's silicone based at all. So I don't know, but it does feel a little bit smoothing on my skin. I like how it feels. We are gonna try a new corrector today. Actually, I've already tried this on Instagram. I haven't used it in a YouTube video though. And it's the Sigma Spectrum Color Correcting Duo in light medium. I've wanted to try this for so long. And I finally, a few weeks ago, Sigma was having, I think it was 30% off the website, and I ordered this because I've always wanted to try it. So I love that you get two shades in here. You get a little bit of a deeper peachy color and then a lighter peachy pink. So there is the darker one and there is the lighter one. So on me, I definitely wouldn't use the lighter one on its own. I would probably mix it with the darker one or just pop the lighter one on over the darker one maybe. But it is kind of nice to have an option. So today I'm going to use a brush to apply this. This is the Precision Concealer Brush from Smashbox. And I'm going to get some of the darker shade first. This is a cream formula, but it's a very thin consistency. It's not thick. I was thinking it was going to be a little bit thicker. Typically, cream correctors like this are sometimes on the thicker side, but this one really isn't. So I don't have as much darkness on this side. So I'm just gonna kind of place it and then we'll blend it in. I'm gonna take a small brush and just press that in. I've only used this once or twice, but I have really been liking it. I'm kind of surprised because the colors are a little bit light. I tend to like something a little bit deeper and darker. I feel like they correct a little bit better, but this one does a pretty decent job. It's just not a drastic kind of color corrector like the EXA one. I don't think I have it right here, but it's a lot deeper of a color, a deeper of a peach, whereas this one is much lighter. Let's do the other side, and then I might take a little bit of the lighter color in the inner corner. I don't know, we'll see. This eye is definitely the darker one. Gonna bring a little bit in this inner corner too. All right, and then do the same thing on this side. I think they came out with 3 different color choices for this Sigma corrector. I think it's light to medium, medium to deep, and then deep to dark. I could be wrong. There may only be 2 of them, but I was thinking I saw that there were 3. It looks pretty good. I like the finish. It's not a thick formula, which I like. It's definitely not a full coverage corrector though. In my opinion, the formula is just very thin, but I think it would definitely work for a lot of people. I could even wear this honestly on its own with no concealer over the top because it's not that deep dark peach. Maybe I'll pop just a little bit of the lighter color like right here so you can see. So I'm gonna go into this one and you'll see how bright and light this is. I'm not a huge bright under eye person, but I don't know, I feel like if you were wanting to skip concealer and just correct, you could definitely get that effect with this little palette or this little duo. I do have a new skin tint. I've had this for a while, I just haven't used it yet, and I don't know why I bought the shade that I did, but anyway, we're gonna try it out, but I think it's gonna be too dark. It's the Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint. This is the shade Medium 2. I wanna say I bought this thinking I would use it when I'm self-tanned, which right now I'm really not very self-tanned, but I really wanna try this. So we'll just have to try to make it work. Yeah, so it's definitely gonna be dark. That's Medium 2. The concealer I'm gonna use is lighter, so it might be okay. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, yeah, it's definitely a little bit dark, but it's not as bad as I was thinking it was gonna be. Ooh, that's really pretty. This is one of those things I wanted to try for a long, long time. If you hear a noise in the back, my cats are in here with me, and they are enjoying the sunshine coming in. So if you hear background noise, that's what it is. Anyway, I wanted to try this for a long time because every time I saw someone use this, they just raved about it and said it was just the most gorgeous skin tint they'd used, and finally got it. I think I went with this shade actually because when I was in the store, the shade that I wanted, they didn't have. I'm almost positive now that I think about it. So that's probably why I got a darker shade, but it's fine. If I really like it, maybe I'll buy a lighter shade in it. Ooh, okay, I feel like this is very pretty. Yeah, I can definitely see why this gets good reviews. This is a really pretty skin tint, and it's really good coverage for a skin tint too. I think it says light to medium buildable coverage, 12-hour breathable wear, moisture boosting hyaluronic acid, skin smoothing niacinamide. Yeah, this is really, really pretty. Really pretty. I wish it wasn't as dark. It's kind of hard to tell with skin products if the color isn't right, but I really like the finish of it. Very pretty. Okay, we'll use a concealer that's lighter and that will help. This, I got this a long time ago too, and then I forgot that I had gotten it, but it's the JOAH concealer. This is from CVS. It's the Perfect Complexion Eye Serum Concealer. This is what it looks like. I don't love these kinds of applicators, but I feel like I've seen a lot of really good reviews of this. Also, this is the shade Light with Neutral Undertones. Okay, that's it there. Should be a good color. It feels really thin and lightweight. So I'm guessing this is gonna be a pretty light coverage concealer. Oh yeah, almost feels like, does this say it has serum in it? Oh yeah, eye serum concealer. That's kind of what it feels like. Has a very serum-y kind of consistency to it. It has a pretty strong scent to it, kind of like a perfumey scent. It smells good, but I don't know. I just don't understand perfume in that type of product, but it definitely has a smell. I'm gonna use a brush under my eyes because I feel like if you use anything else, it would pick up most of this because it's really, really thin. I don't think I love that concealer. If I didn't have that corrector underneath, I don't think this would cover anything at all. It's that thin. So I don't know. Maybe if you want just something very, very minimal under your eyes, you might like it. I don't know though. It doesn't even really look good dried down. Yeah, not a huge fan of the concealer. Probably looks okay from a distance, but up close, I really don't love it. Don't love it. We'll see how it does throughout the makeup, but I already don't really love how it looks, so I don't know about that. But for a bronzer, okay, this is a very random assortment of products. Another TJ Maxx find. This one was $4 on clearance, and it's Glossier, the Glossier Solar Paint in, what is this? The shade Flare. I remember when these came out a while ago, and I want to say they didn't get the best reviews, but I honestly don't remember hearing that many people talk about them. But they look like this. So it looks like this. If you didn't know, Glossier is going to be coming to Sephora next year in 2023. So I'm assuming that's why a lot of their products are showing up at TJ Maxx and Marshall's. I'm assuming they're doing some type of like rebrand or something. Maybe they're changing their packaging. I don't know. But this is what this bronzer looks like. It's pretty. I think it's supposed to be more of an luminous bronzer. Luminous bronzer cream. Color looks kind of pretty. It might not show up a ton with this skin tint. Yeah, I don't know, but we will try it. And I'm gonna be daring today and just draw it on my skin, I think. I don't always do this, but I feel like this should be pretty sheer. So hopefully that was not a mistake. And again, this was brand new, sealed on the clearance, so I don't really know why it was clearanced, but you can definitely find some hidden gems on clearance at TJ Maxx. You just have to be kind of careful because a lot of the times the stuff is open or there's something wrong with it, but you can occasionally find something that's pretty good. It's not bad. It's a pretty warm bronzer. I think this is the lightest shade. I want to say there's 4 shades and this one is the lightest. Yeah, I feel like if you've tried this, let me know. I just feel like I didn't hear a ton of people talking about them when they came out, and then I feel like the reviews they got weren't the best, but I don't know. I could be thinking about something else. I don't know, that side was kind of more difficult to blend. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. I thought it was gonna be decent, but that side was a little bit difficult. Yeah, I don't know about that. Don't know about that. I'm gonna add a little bit more to my forehead up here. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a no, you guys. It's like very difficult to blend. I don't know, the formula is kind of finicky. Like part of it where I like dotted it on, you can kind of see it, and then other parts blend it out. So I don't know. Bummer. I thought I found something really good for $4, but apparently not. Let me know if you've tried this, but yeah, I don't think I'm a fan. Yeah, bronzer is a definite no. I just kind of went around and tried to fix it a little bit, but yeah, it's very patchy in certain areas, and I blended it almost immediately as soon as I put it on, but yeah, not a fan. Okay, for blush, what do I want to use? It's got to be good because I feel like this Complexion is not it for me other than the skin tint. So let's use this. I can't believe I bought this, but I really didn't need it, but something about this just spoke to me. This is the Tarte, what is this? The Blush Authority Precious Gems Amazonian Clay Cheek Palette. So this is the Tarte palette for this year. I think they do one of these every year. I've never gotten a Tarte palette before. So you get 4 or 5 blushes and a bronzer, the Park Avenue Princess bronzer. I'll swatch these for you. I have one Tarte blush, a single that is, it was the one that came out with the large Tartelette and Bloom palette. So here's the swatches. You have the bronzer up there, and then these are the blushes. They're all matte except this one right here is called Gemstone. It has a little bit of like a golden sheen to it. But the formula on those feels really nice in the swatch. I think I'm gonna start with this shade called Polished. I think these blushes are all new shades. I don't think any of these are part of their permanent collection. I could be wrong. Okay, so that color is pretty, kind of like a peachy nude. That color is definitely more peachy. I was thinking it would be more nude on, but it's definitely a little more peachy. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of this pink right here, like just one little tap. This one is called Refined. Oh yeah, a lot of pigment comes off on these, or from these. So I'm just gonna do like one small little tap. If you have a lot of Tarte blushes, obviously this would not be worthwhile for you, but it is pretty. I'm gonna take a little bit of the bronzer and I'm just gonna add a little bit of this over that Glossier bronzer because it's really aggravating me how patchy that is. You guys, I just watched that clip back. This bronzer looks terrible. It looks terrible. Terrible. And I think it's making everything else look bad. It's almost like that bronzer stained my face. Like literally in the area I put it, it just stuck and will not budge. Like will not budge at all. So what I did just now is I took some of my Kosas powder and this really large fluffy brush, and I'm just kind of going around my face and trying to diffuse this a little, but it's still not really working. Honestly, I kind of wanted to, I thought for a second I'm gonna just start this whole video over, but we're not trying to be perfect here, and the point is to try this stuff out anyway. So we're just gonna keep going. Yeah, it's almost like that bronzer just stained where I put it. I don't know, but that is a big no. I very rarely say immediately that something is not good, but that is not good. Okay, but we will keep going. We're gonna keep moving on. All right, I'm gonna fill in my brows off camera because that's boring and you've seen me do it 1,000 times. And then we're gonna move on to the eyes, and I am hopeful for the eyes. Maybe the eyes will bring this together. I don't know, but I'll be back. All right, let's move on to the eyes. I did already prime, and today we're gonna use a new palette from Sigma. This is the Diana Saldana palette. I actually didn't even know this was coming out, and I got an email from Sigma and saw the colors in here, and I just thought the colors were so pretty. I just loved it. So I ordered it. I'll insert swatches here for you. You get a really good mix of really everything in here. You get lots of mattes, lots of more metallic shades, and there are a few that feel more kind of like pressed glitters. I'm not sure if they are, or maybe they're just a bit chunkier of a formula. I don't know, but some of the shades are definitely very, very glittery. You do get a really big mirror in this palette. You don't get a brush. Like typically with the Sigma palettes, you do get a brush. You don't with this one. So I'm first gonna go into this shade down here, which is kind of a creamy beigey color. It's called Inspired. And I'm gonna apply this all over. So I'm gonna put it on the lid and then bring it kind of all the way up. This shade is matte, but it does have, if you look closely, just a little bit of a shimmer in it. It's not super noticeable, but if you look really, really close, it kind of reminds me of those mattes in the Patrick Ta palettes that have just that little bit of shimmer in them. Next, I'm going to go into this shade up here called Goals. It's a pretty warm brown. I'm going to, I think, keep this eye look pretty neutral because, well, I love neutrals and I feel like this makeup look has already gone a bit awry. So I don't really want to do anything too risky. That's a really good transition shade. I love Sigma eyeshadow formula. I think I'm gonna go into the dark brown. So I'm taking Coffee and I'm gonna add this in my outer corner. Then I'm going to take that same brush we used for the crease color and just blend the edges. This is part of the Sigma Cinderella collection. And then I want to use some of these really pretty shimmers. I think I'm going to take this shade, which is Lynx. It's kind of a coppery gold. It's really pretty. And I'm gonna put that on my lid, kind of in the center, and then just kind of tap over to the outer corner. That's really pretty. I love that color. Okay, and then when I swatched this palette, this color I loved. It's called Peonies. It's kind of just a light pink. So I'm gonna take that also on my finger. That's it there. And I'm gonna tap that in the inner part of the lid and kind of bring it up. Yeah, that shade is really glittery. It's very pretty. And then I'm gonna go back into the first shade we used, the Inspired shade. And I'm gonna go over my crease with that just to blend a little bit more because I want this to be really kind of soft looking. And then I will take just a little bit of the shade we used for the crease, the Goals color, and I'm gonna put that on my bottom lash line really lightly. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of this shade right here. It's called Dreams. It's kind of a silvery white. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of that in the inner corner. All right, and then I think that is it for eyeshadow. I don't have a new mascara, so I'm gonna apply that off camera real quick, and then we will finish up with the lips. All right, let's move on to the lips. I am gonna use this from Anastasia. This is new to me. It's not a super new product, but it's the lip liner in Deep Taupe. Love that. I have one of these lip liners already in Hazelnut, but I don't have Deep Taupe. So I wanted to try that. And then I have one lip oil from Sigma that I want to try. This is the Renew Lip Oil. But I feel like I want to do a little bit of lip color before that. Hold on. This is not new, but kind of want to add a lighter pinky nude to this. So this is Kim KW from Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know if I like those two together, but I'm gonna go ahead and try this from Sigma, the Renew Lip Oil in Hush. I've always wanted to try this, and I ordered it when I ordered the palette and the corrector. Ooh, that's pretty. All right, you guys, we have made it to the end of this video. I thought about starting over several times, but this is real life, and sometimes you try things and you just don't love it, but you just keep going. So that's what we did today. I do think the eyes kind of turned this whole look around. I love these colors. The eyeshadows, I'm not surprised. I love Sigma eyeshadows. I love all of my palettes from them, and I love the color variation you get in here. I can't wait to use this again and use some of the other colors, like this green. It's kind of like a yellowy golden green, and I don't know, I just really love the colors, and I love Sigma eyeshadow. So I love the eyes. The lip oil I really like. I actually like that lip combo a little bit better now that I put the lip oil on top. Big no to the concealer. This is just not, I think a lot of people were liking this on TikTok. I'm pretty sure that's where I saw it, but it gives essentially no coverage, and it's very, very watery of a consistency. So if you have fine lines under your eyes, that's definitely going to sink right into your fine lines. If I didn't have the corrector underneath, it would not cover anything. This is going to be a no. I just don't like this. I don't like the way it looks. It's essentially no coverage, so honestly I would skip this and just do a corrector altogether. It's very liquidy, very, very liquidy. It feels nice under the eyes, but it's, unless you're looking for little to no coverage and you don't have fine lines under your eyes, I don't think you'll love this. This is gonna be a no from me. And that bronzer is an absolutely no. So if you see this in your Marshalls or your TJ Maxx and you think, ooh, look at that for $4. I don't know why this was on clearance. Maybe it's because it's really not good, because it's not. But yeah, I wanted to like this, but yeah, this was not easy to work with at all. It just kind of literally sits exactly where you place it. You cannot blend it. You really cannot blend it. Like, I cannot get this ring here to go away. It's just like stained my face. So definitely not loving that. I'm glad I only paid $4 for it. And let's see, the skin tint is really pretty. It's definitely too dark for me right now, but I don't know. With a lighter concealer, I can definitely make it work. I might even buy a lighter shade. I don't know. But that is pretty. And the Sigma corrector is nice. It's a little lighter than what I typically go for. I typically like something a little bit deeper and peachier. But just for every day to maybe skip concealer altogether, I think that one is really nice. So I will list and link everything below for you as always. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it through this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think. But thank you so much for watching. I will also list my dossier code and my link in my description box if you're interested in using that. Thank you again to them for partnering with me on this video. And make sure you're following me on Instagram if you're not already, at simply.blair, and TikTok, simply.blair1. And I will see you next time for another video. Remember, simply be you. Bye.